becoming God. We're going to have big trouble. Then we'll have warfare. If you kill me, I'll kill you.
The next great American project, and that's what we're calling the Brain Initiative,
is the whole area of artificial intelligence. Or some people would express it the simulation of cognitive behavior. But the fact that software can learn.
You know, as humans, we can identify galaxies light years away. We can study particles smaller than an atom, but we still haven't unlocked the mystery of the 3 pounds of matter that sits between our ears. And the Brain Initiative will change that by giving scientists the tools they need to respond to our thoughts.
There are contracts being granted in research that have goals such as a squad leader being able to communicate with his team by thought. So what has emerged here is a goal of what some people call transhumanism, trying to extend the capacity of the human being.
Challenges or tasks of these cognitive computing systems is to facilitate or enable human cognition beyond these barriers.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology.
What most people don't realize is there's an arms race going on between the major powers for the super soldier, something that's beyond human. That's the goal, and that sounds bizarre only to the uninformed.
Oh, let's talk about something else, okay? Like cruise missiles. You know that cruise missiles are a kind of robot. I would love to remotely control a cruise missile to explore the world at a really high altitude, but of course the only problem is that cruise missiles are kind of menacing, like with the nuclear warheads and such. So I guess I would fill their nose cones with flowers and band-aids or something, you know, like little notes about the importance of tolerance and understanding, so that when I fly the missiles into other countries, it's less threatening than a nuclear blast. But of course, if I was able to hack in and take over cruise missiles with real-live nuclear warheads, then that would let me hold the world hostage so I could take over the governance of the entire world, which would be awesome.
It was nice to meet you, Bina 48.
Right on. I'll remember your kind words when we robots rule the planet, and we'll make sure you're rewarded.
I wonder if we will make robots so much like men and men so much like robots that eventually we'll lose the distinction altogether and have a combined culture. This may be the best after all. Maybe humanity itself will die out as humanity and sort of melt into this machine culture.
If you've created a conscious machine, it's not the history of man. That's the history of gods. Why did you make Ava?
That's an odd question. Wouldn't you if you could?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm asking why you did it.
Look, the arrival of strong artificial intelligence has been inevitable for decades. The variable was when, not if, so I don't see Ava as a decision, just an evolution. I think it's the next model. It's going to be the real breakthrough. The Singularity.
Next model.
After Ava.
I didn't know there was going to be a model after Ava.
Yeah, what, you thought she was a one-off?
No, I knew there must have been prototypes, so I knew she wasn't the first, but I thought maybe the last.
Well, Ava doesn't exist in isolation any more than you and me. She's part of a continuum, so version 9.6 and so on, and each time they get a little bit better.
When you make a new model, what do you do with the old one?
Well, I download the mind, unpack the data, add in the new routines I've been writing. And to do that, you end up partially formatting so the memories go. But the body survives, and Ava's body's a good one. You feel bad for Ava? Feel bad for yourself, man. One day the AIs are going to look back on us the same way we look at fossil skeletons in the plains of Africa. An upright ape living in dust with crude language and tools, all set for extinction.
I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
There you go again, Mr. Quotable.
There you go again. It's not my quote. It's what Oppenheimer said after he made the atomic bomb.
Yeah, I know what it is, dude.
So, you want to create a God? Your own God?
That's a very good question. Isn't that what man has always done?
We really, really do want to violate human limits now, and we're getting closer and closer to the ability to do it. It's what we want.
Which leads to an obvious conclusion. We are the gods now.
Natural man is trying to escape the world he has tainted by his sin. He has conned himself that by self-interest his systems will code toward prosperity, and that by prosperity he will achieve universal justice, and this universal justice will spawn a global new age of a new order of man, freed from the curse without repentance. But this is a self-deception indulged in by brilliant minds without the wisdom of true and ultimate self-assessment. Self-assessment that grinds away all varnish and veneer to the white-hot, bleach-skulled truth of what man is apart from his creator. In the modern world, man is attempting to climb out of the bottomless pit of his self-assured self-destruction through fantasies of colonizing other planets or sending DNA through the fabric and folds of space-time, or by launching the Techno Singularity that will lead to the extinction of humankind itself, leading one to ponder how desperate this depraved creature scratching at the walls of his utopia-turned-cage truly is. In days of yore, his unbridled pride brought such evil and destruction upon the land that God was forced to send the mercy of a worldwide flood to drown all but the last living souls as yet untainted by pure, wicked, child-sacrificing, human flesh-eating, kill-you-in-the-street for your sandals debauchery. Yet, so stubborn and unyielding is the heart of natural man, inside his world of self-deception and sin, it wasn't but 2 generations removed from the flood that Nimrod exalted himself against God, denying the command to be fruitful and multiply and spread out over the earth, commandeering a plan to build a tower to reach far above any more floodwaters that might be coming, despite God's promise to his great-grandfather that such would never happen again, to the very throne of God. This was a category error of obscene proportions. It confused the God of spirit with his physical creation, thinking to reach via the spatial dimensions above the one who said that those who would worship him must do so in spirit and in truth. This design of Nimrod and those who followed in his rebellion could never be. God inhabits eternity. He is timeless. He is immaterial. Therefore, he does not need height and width and depth or time in which to exist. Therefore, he is not constrained by the space-time continuum he has created, though he transcends it. Nimrod was trying to assault a throne not merely higher than him in spatial height, but in dimension, far beyond the dimensions of this world. Higher by eons. The thing about a bottomless pit is it has no bottom. There's not even a floor from which to propel oneself were one actually able to jump over the infinite. And Nimrod, like a man trying to jump over the moon while skydiving, was trying to jump out of the bottomless pit of man's inherent limitations to ascend his finite self to the throne of the infinite God. When God says he confounds the wise of this world, he means it. And so we see the wise men of our world trying again to reach the throne of God, trying to create consciousness from machines, trying to render a soul from strictly physical means, as asinine and backwards a task as anything Nimrod devised, leading to no less confusion. Like Nimrod, the transhumanists will be frustrated. No matter what they dream, they have not been given the keys of the kingdom. They cannot be God or do the things only God can do. They are mangy cats who eat their young, scratching at the walls of a steel cage under the intensifying heat of the desert sun. Self-envisioned gods howl into the abyss, drawing down the shade of the eternal night. They have thought it better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. But no one reigns in hell, not even the devil. Hell is where the proud and unbroken go to serve as everlasting testimony that they are fools instead of gods. The unbroken are broken forever because they have pretended to kneel for no one, yet done nothing but kneel before the devil.